In the 1999 film The Matrix, we are introduced to a world where reality is a simulation, a construct designed to control and subdue the human population. While the film's premise is science fiction, it serves as an apt metaphor for the socio-economic realities faced by many Americans today. Just as the inhabitants of the Matrix are unaware of their digital shackles, millions of Americans find themselves ensnared in a system that promises prosperity but delivers precarity. This essay explores how the United States operates as a metaphorical program in the Matrix, particularly through the lens of economic struggle and indoctrination into a worker identity from childhood. The illusion of prosperity. The United States has long been heralded as a land of opportunity, where hard work and determination can lead to a comfortable and prosperous life. However, the reality for many is starkly different. According to a 2021 report by the U.S. Census Bureau, approximately 37.2 million Americans were living in poverty. Despite being one of the wealthiest nations in the world, the income disparity continues to widen, with the top 1% owning more wealth than the bottom 90% combined. One of the critical components of this disparity is the inadequacy of wages. The federal minimum wage, stagnant at $7.25 since 2009, fails to keep up with the rising cost of living. A study by the Economic Policy Institute found that the minimum wage would need to be at least $24 per hour to match the productivity growth and inflation rates since the 1960s. This gap leaves millions of workers struggling to afford basic necessities, let alone achieve the American dream. The reality of economic struggle. For the average American family, making ends meet is an increasingly daunting task. The National Low-Income Housing Coalition's 2022 report highlighted that a full-time worker would need to earn $24.90 per hour to afford a modest two-bedroom apartment without spending more than 30% of their income on housing. This figure is more than 3 times the federal minimum wage, underscoring the vast disconnect between wages and living costs. Healthcare, another essential expense, remains out of reach for many. Despite the Affordable Care Act, a significant portion of the population remains uninsured or underinsured. Medical debt is a leading cause of bankruptcy in the U.S., with a 2019 American Journal of Public Health study finding that 66.5% of all bankruptcies were tied to medical issues. These financial burdens are compounded by student debt, which has ballooned to over $1.7 trillion, affecting the economic stability of millions of Americans. Indoctrination into the worker identity. The American education system plays a pivotal role in preparing individuals for their roles in the workforce. From a young age, children are taught to conform, follow rules, and prioritize academic achievement as a pathway to employment. This process, often referred to as the hidden curriculum, subtly instills the values of compliance and industriousness. Sociologist Jean Annion's research on educational inequalities demonstrates how schools in different socioeconomic contexts prepare students for their anticipated roles in society. Manual labor for the working class and leadership for the elite. High school and college further cement this worker identity. Career-focused education, standardized testing, and the emphasis on STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, fields underscore the notion that one's primary value lies in their economic productivity. Critical thinking and creativity, while touted as educational goals, are often sidelined in favor of skills directly applicable to the job market. The corporate matrix. Corporate culture in America perpetuates this worker identity. The typical work week extends beyond the standard 40 hours, with many employees expected to be available around the clock due to advances in technology. The gig economy, praised for its flexibility, often leaves workers without job security, benefits, or a stable income. This precariousness is further exacerbated by the lack of strong labor unions and the erosion of workers' rights. The psychological impact of this corporate matrix is profound. A Gallup poll in 2020 found that 76% of American workers experience burnout at some point in their careers. The pressure to constantly perform, coupled with the fear of job loss, creates a cycle of stress and dissatisfaction. The pursuit of productivity and profit becomes a form of modern-day slavery, with workers chained to their desks and devices, much like the inhabitants of the Matrix are bound to their pods. Breaking free, awareness, and action. To break free from this metaphorical matrix, it is essential to recognize the systemic issues at play. Economic reforms such as raising the minimum wage, implementing universal health care, and addressing student debt are critical steps towards alleviating financial strain. Strengthening labor unions and workers' rights can provide greater job security and fair treatment in the workplace. Education reform is also crucial. Shifting the focus from rote learning and standardized testing to critical thinking and creativity can empower individuals to pursue diverse paths beyond mere economic productivity. Encouraging civic engagement and social responsibility can foster a more informed and active citizenry capable of challenging the status quo. Finally, cultural change is needed to redefine success. Valuing well-being, community, and personal fulfillment over material wealth can create a more equitable and humane society. By prioritizing collective prosperity over individual gain, we can begin to dismantle the structures that keep us trapped in this economic matrix. Conclusion. The metaphor of the matrix serves as a powerful lens through which to examine the economic and social realities of life in the United States. The illusion of prosperity, the struggle to make ends meet, and the indoctrination into a worker identity reveal a system designed to maintain control and suppress true freedom. By recognizing and addressing these issues, we can work towards creating a society that values and supports all its members, allowing us to finally break free from the matrix. As always, thanks for watching and stay weird.